7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Ladies and gentlemen, have no fear. Your sick ass councilman is here. And for some reason, TK just will not allow me to rest and now wants me to steer the ship on the first week of February. I know January seemed to have been like 16 months long, but we are in a new month. So I hope your first week of February is starting wonderful. It did for us this weekend with an incredible Royal Rumble, and see, just like that, I'm so tired. I'm still feeling the effects from Saturday night. It was an incredible pay-per-view. Hope y'all got to watch the watch along and the post show here on WWT. But if you did not, you could always go watch it back on our YouTube channels and get this thing going. But we got a lot to talk about as far in the world of wrestling, not just WWE, but AEW and so many other places. And I'm so glad my sick ass is not alone, man. I got what we call the WWT siblings in here with me today. We're gonna start off with, of course, everything you need to know about AEW. If you don't get it from Courtney Rice, did it really happen? Did it really happen? Stone Cold Courtney. It's Monday.
Oof, it's been a doozy. I mean, Saturday was crazy. Yesterday, I had to work and rest yesterday. So it was kind of like today was my rest day because I'm caught up on everything from the Royal Rumble to Collision, getting ready for Monday Night Raw, and just ready to get this week
Grand Slam this weekend, correct? Or is that 2 weeks? Next weekend.
Next weekend.
Yes. 15th coming up, especially for AEW fans. And of course, we have someone special to talk about, especially that made an appearance in the Royal Rumble. And of course, it would not be fair to not have this person on here to talk about it. She has one of her favorite accessories hanging up in the back. My tag team partner, the sweetest Oos, and the shades are on today. Miss Wrestling, honey, how are you today?
I'm giving y'all the tilted melted emoji because I'm still so tired from Saturday. Like, I feel wiped out. The wrestling hangover is real, but I'm here and I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to see y'all faces. What's up, everybody?
Likewise. And someone who was smart enough to not join the watch along or the post show so he can enjoy it in entirety with his wife, so he can be able to be well rested to talk wrestling. It's the people's nightmare himself, Mr. Deonne, aka All-Star Family.
How we doing?
Listen.
What's up, Deonne?
What's up, people's nightmare?
Oh no, I was gonna hop back on, but then I was like, the Rumble was exhausting, man.
Yeah.
It was exhausting, and I was
Tell
like,
me about it.
I'm just gonna chill right here, and I'll watch from the sidelines.
Hey, listen, and you smart for it. I don't blame you because I certainly thought of like, man, my ass should definitely just sat and watched. But I'm glad I did it, man. See, with everybody that was on there, Courtney, Honey, Mayor, even Jacob made it.
Yeah, he was on there. Yeah.
It was something I didn't want to miss. So even though I'm paying for it today, it was all worth it. And so with me sitting at the helm, I always like to switch things up a little bit. And I always like to start off with tonight's Raw preview. Now, not sure if the mayor is going to be joining because, he's a little under the weather. And, apparently he is boycotting the body butters right now. So we don't know if the check is cleared. So I don't know if
Oh, man.
But if it doesn't, at least you'll know from us what to expect on tonight's Monday Night Raw on Netflix. We will have both Royal Rumble winners, Charlotte Flair and Jey Uso, here tonight on Raw to talk about maybe who they're challenging, maybe to talk about, how they feel about being this year's Royal Rumble winners. We also have 2 qualifier matches for the Elimination Chamber. That means from what we've learned, we will be having a men's Elimination Chamber and a women elimination chamber for the number one contender for, I guess, whichever title the Royal Rumble people do not select. And tonight's match, we're having Liv Morgan versus Io Sky and Mick Foley Jr. versus
Lord have mercy.
Io Sky versus Liv Morgan to start off the qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber is nasty work.
I mean, well, we already setting it up big because we already know John Cena has said that he's going to be an elimination. And I don't know if it's just me, but I'm smelling some 2K25 fantasy booking for the elimination chamber. You still got the OTC not set for Royal Rumble. I mean, for WrestleMania. We got CM Punk.
We got Seth Rollins.
Seth freaking Rollins. Drew McIntyre.
John Cena has a spot already. Oof.
Yes.
The fact that he just said it's mine.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going over to Hungary. I'll see you later.
I mean, but what do you expect from the 16-time champion? Like, that's what you do.
Yep. He's a man on a mission. He's going for 17.
Yes, indeed.
That
yes,
too.
indeed. So I do want to talk about it first. The Royal Rumble. Now we've had a little backlash, and not in the way that we thought the backlash would go. We've received reports that we had some hateration, holleration in the winner of the, up in this wrestlery.
In the wrestlery.
A lot of people seem to not not a lot, not everybody, but apparently the IWC is not in support of the main Uce being the winner of the Royal Rumble.
It's a shame.
Isn't this what we all wanted? Isn't this what everybody wanted?
Apparently, this is not what we all wanted. Apparently, people are very upset. They were wanting some of their other folks to win, possibly Roman Reigns, a lot going towards CM Punk. On the Pat McAfee show, the Uce actually talked about and commented on the fact of people hating on the win. And as he said to them, that's them, Uce. Like that's their opinion. You don't strap my boots every week. You're not the one on the road like I am every week. All the bumps, all the sidestepping that nobody sees, all those flights and rental cars. We ain't traveling with security guards around me. I'm in the trenches like everybody else. So Deonne, I'm gonna start with you. First of all, your thoughts on Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble and your thoughts to the haters out there.
I love that he won. Like, I think we've had this conversation before because I think we thought, at least personally, I thought Punk's got to win this one. The storyline was leading all the way up to there. But we also talked about how Roman, this isn't his story anymore. Like that Rumble did not concern Roman at the least. But having Jay win it, who's the most over superstar in wrestling pretty much right now. He's a guy. His journey has been from sitting in catering during WrestleManias to main event. And right after Monday night, when he just came out and said, I know I can beat Gunther, because that's what title we assume that he might be going for. We should have known then. And the fact that he got the seal of approval from John Cena too at the end goes so far. He's the last two with Cena. Cena raised his hand at the end. I'm happy for him, man. Now, with all the stuff from the internet, it's typical IWC, right? Like, hey, we love this guy. But then this guy this person gets too much, or they get to the heights of heights. Oh, all he does is eat. All he does is that. It was like, we just enjoy it, man. Like, this journey for Jay has been great. From the right-hand man to now, a complete story for him.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the IWC, it's going to happen all the time, right? It's going to happen with Cody eventually. It happened with Cena, right? It happened with Roman. I think it's just at the point where, I don't know, once they get to a level of popularity and they get crowned, the IWC just starts hating. That's just how it rolls sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Makes no sense, but that's how it rolls.
And honey, your thoughts on that, because I know you got the shades on right now. Just how do you feel about everyone going from Yeetamania to now it shouldn't be Jay.
Can't wait till I get that shirt.
A lot of people like a lot of these people must be actually like Instabots and stuff that are just spamming and flooding just to say whatever the hell they want to say, or like somebody's kid just making up a page just talking some smack that is doing the same thing. Like the same people talking shit are the same people that are doing the yeet hands every Monday, whether they're in their house or on the show with them, watching the show live. Like nobody wants to hear that. There was you guys already know that in this Rumble, it was already coming in hot, and it was coming in with the cards stacked. Like there was many cases for any single one of those superstars to win. Any single one could have. Dominic Mysterio, Sami Zayn, let me see, Penta, if you want to go there. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, every single person, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, every single person in there had a reason to really win. You mean to tell me the top favorite main event, Jey Uso, the one we all know and love, all of a sudden everybody wants to turn it? I don't want to hear that. And consider the lineage he's now a part of with the Samoans winning the Rumble. Get out of here. Stop that mess. Yep. Stop that shit. Stop it.
Courtney, your thoughts on the haters?
I'm trying to find the right clip for it.
Bullshit.
That's pretty much everything. I just didn't want to say it live, but I've had the same thing, and I call them little narcs because that's what they are. They always say something, but they probably never been to a wrestling show, because I had to deal with that on AEW, where they had to be harsh with majority of my clients, and they want to give the Young Bucks a free pass. And they did the same thing in WWE, where they want to pass the buck on what's popularity. And going back to Honey's case, so many superstars had a case. Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, even Logan Paul had a case to win the Royal Rumble. But I know. But
at least I know now you're not going to jinx it because it already happened, so it's fine.
No, but it's true. Logan Paul had a case for it, but honestly, you really can't. And it's so funny because he was actually one of the favorites to win the Rumble, and it's ironic because Professor mentioned this a couple weeks ago, saying like this was going to be a make or break moment for Jay leading up to WrestleMania. So this is a really great opportunity for Jay, because IWC, they don't even know what the hell they want. They don't know. They just like to pick and choose what they want. Just enjoy wrestling. Enjoy the road to WrestleMania. Please. Just enjoy it.
Denny's been killing it. Like every step, they've been killing it so far.
We need a clip of the final boss that's telling them, shut the hell up and enjoy the ride the Rock is taking you. We need that, because you forget, guys, we're in a new era now. We are in an era of a very patient Paul Levesque. We know how well he likes to drag out and tell a story and throw loops in just to throw us off, and then all of a sudden bring us up and back down again. Like, it's an emotional roller coaster. So just sit, shut up. You gave in your ticket for the ride. Enjoy it.
And he gave us a great story, right? Like all of the losses have led up to this.
Like, I mean, you guys mean to tell me you're mad about Yeetomania? Do you know how lit is about to be in Vegas?
It's gonna be crazy.
Here's my thing about that. This is why the IWC is stupid. This is why you're idiots. You all a bunch of idiots. Because here's the thing people keep forgetting.
Sound like Jericho.
Stupid idiot.
You should go on Jericho's list, and a lot of you are probably Cody crybabies as well. That's bitching and complaining about.
Oh this. Yes,
because people tend to forget what the Royal Rumble is. The Royal Rumble is a chance for someone to be able to punch their ticket to WrestleMania. Everybody that you want or expect to win, Roman Reigns has enough stature to punch a ticket to WrestleMania. You don't have a WrestleMania without Roman Reigns, and he's currently active. You're not going to have CM Punk on the sidelines with WrestleMania coming up, and he's there almost every week. You're not going to have WrestleMania and have John Cena not have a match, nor is Seth freaking Rollins. All of these people are ticket draws. So, of course, their ticket is punched for WrestleMania. Royal Rumble is for someone who may not have that shot, for the person that they're going to put that strap on their back to go for the big show. And you mean to tell me the one who sells the most merch, the one who has one of the biggest pops, the one who has all the entire crowd behind them, the one everybody keeps putting celebrities around, Slim Jim commercials, everything, the one that has even fucking Michael Cole wanting to be down yeeting. You're telling me you're upset that this is the one that wins the Royal Rumble?
Makes no sense, right?
Mind you,
You also got Wade Barrett eating too. You got Wade Barrett.
Hello, on the table, and mind you, these were all. I bet you more than half of these IWC stands and marks. They're pretty much the ones that said last year Jey Uso should win. A lot of people were saying you guys were mad that Jey Uso didn't win last year, but now we give you what you want this year. Make up your mind, y'all.
When he's hotter than he was last year, too.
Much more hotter than he was.
Much.
Which makes all of you stupid idiots. Give me the person that you wanted to win, and you're just blowing smoke. Why would you want CM Punk to win when you know he has a favor from Paul Heyman? He's obviously
It makes no sense for, like I said that.
Why would Cena need to win when Cena can literally walk up to Cody and say, "Hey, I want 17. Let's do it at the show of shows." You think Cody Rhodes is gonna say no to 16-time John Cena?
No.
Like what are y'all like? What I don't get I don't understand what you idiots want. But all you need to really do is just, like they said, enjoy the ride. And if you don't want to enjoy the ride,
oh no,
out of all things,
off is the direction you can fuck.
Because believe me when I tell you, hardcore fans, casual fans, all of us had no problem when John Cena's feet touched that floor and Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. If you don't want that, then you don't believe in the progression of a story in wrestling. If you just want the same thing, hey, you can always go to Netflix. You can always go to Peacock. Go rewatch the times they did win.
Yeah.
Go rewatch those WrestleManias.
Yeah.
Relive that. But let's live in the time now and let's support Jey.
But it felt so good too when it happened. Like when it happened, and it was drama for me. Like it was cinema. I don't have the button to play it, but it was so good because
cinema.
Thank you. But just seeing that part, it felt so good when he won because they're telling this story of like him just trying to become champion. He's had how many title shots, and he's been closer every time. And he comes out and tells you, "I think I can beat him. I think I can beat Gunther." This is a good story for Jey because he's going to be, if he does go against Gunther, Gunther's just going to railroad him all the way to WrestleMania about how he's never, like, "I beat you already. You haven't won. You've never won." I love the story. I'm happy for Jey. WrestleMania is going to be insane. The merch is going to be insane. No telling who he's going to come to the ring with for WrestleMania 2. I mean, come on, it's
all there. Like, yo, you're still gonna have your moments with the people that you want. So it's like, yo, stop hating on someone who has worked their ass off, from someone who you thought would retire being in a tag team.
Yep.
Now
Jey is now our workhorse.
Yes, he is.
Yes, so don't give me none of that. Now, if you're gonna give that to anybody, let's get that to this next one, which is the other winner of the Women's Royal Rumble, Charlotte Flair. Woo! Now, I'm gonna speak from two sides of this because of what something TK said. This is the safe bet because of what you need to do. If you need to sell tickets to because like we talked about, WrestleMania is not going to be for the hardcore wrestling fan.
It's a spectacle.
For the casual fan, this is going to be able to try to bring in new people, new investors, everyone to be able to see what the spectacle is of WrestleMania, especially now flying under the TKO brand and the Triple H brand.
Mhm.
It's the first one where we're not closing the chapter. This is the next step. This is the one where they have to prove everything. Charlotte Flair is a very safe bet because it is easy to help her promote things.
Mhm.
It's easy for her to go on Good Morning America. It's easy for her to go on ESPN. It is easy for her to be the person that's going to promote and push this thing. So, and it's very more recognizable to say the word Flair, and someone will either know her or at least know in association with her father, and so she gets it. Now, from the hardcore side, wrestling fan. Young lady, first off, you ain't self-made, okay? That was a very Trump-ass statement you made with your $1 million investment to start your business, okay? You ain't self-made, so let's not do that. Let's not be the woman of wrestling. And then 3, if we really going there with it, you just set back the women's division by an entire year because everybody that was there that put on to put the spotlight on these people, all them girls from NXT that been put in the forefront to be able to be the main show, all these women that were there that deserved to have their ticket punched, you decide to go into business for yourself and come in and try to win that Royal Rumble because you didn't have to. And then let me tell you, because even though I call the IWC idiots and some of these things, that let me know just when I watched that Royal Rumble match, you weren't even the biggest thing people wanted to see because the same person you tried to bury before she leave, Alexa Bliss, got a bigger pop than you ever have in your life. So by all means, I hope you definitely go. You're going to WrestleMania. Fantastic. But let's understand, when you are not the main match of the night, when you're not the one that steals the show, I just hope whoever decided to book that sees that, because that is not what we wanted in women's wrestling. That is not what we wanted in the women's division. I would have taken Nia Jax winning. And again, I know it's a long shot for you to want to put it on Roxy Perez, because again, I know Roxy Perez isn't known by everybody. It may not have been her shot to try to carry the whole main event for WrestleMania. That's fine. Io Sky could have easily done that. Bianca Belair could have easily done that. Naomi could have easily done that. Nobody was asking for this with Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte Flair is another one who could have easily punched her ticket. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. No, Junk Punch Hero, it's the safe bet. That's what it is. It's the safe bet to promote tickets. Exactly. Alexa Bliss could have won. Hell, Liv Morgan could have won. But instead, every time, for some reason, the fact you want to call yourself self-made and that we always have to cater to your ego and give you some type of accolade when you come back, makes me scratch my head just a little bit. Like, how much do you really care for this business, or do you only care about yourself? And you winning that Royal Rumble, and then you coming in at 27, knowing that's the number that we know normally has the highest in victories, says a lot about you as a person. And if I have to say it now, you are definitely the 4th best horsewoman because of that antic.
I don't think I have anything to say.
I don't want it.
Nope.
No, I ain't got nothing.
After that, I don't know if I could go after that.
No, I don't.
And it's not.
That's pretty much it.
And I don't want to discredit Charlotte, because we know what she can do. We know what she has brought to this women's division. We know what she brings to the table. We know she puts asses in seats and sells tickets, and she's a star. She's a star, and she's, you know, second generation. But it just seemed a little redundant. That's all. Like, and it was just like, all right, well, if we knew this would have happened, we shouldn't be so disappointed. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens after this and where this is going to go. And we're going to have to wait and see tonight when she makes an appearance on Raw. It's on Raw. She's going to Raw, right?
Yeah.
I think all the winners there tonight, right?
Yeah, everybody's there tonight.
Both
on
the
Raw.
winners. Yeah.
Yeah, but and nobody's saying that she sucks. Nobody's saying she doesn't deserve anything or she's undeserving of her status or anything like that. Because there was at one point where she was a workhorse for the women's division and the women's evolution. She was one of the faces. Obviously, we had a whole debate about her being a horsewoman, but there are still certain things and certain elements where it's like, girl, We know.
But
But they always say sometimes if you got it, flaunt it.
But I think this is always a problem with like returning at the Royal Rumble too. I was kind of upset not upset. I was happy to see Alexa Bliss, but she's at a point in her career now where obviously we heard the pop that she got that night. I don't know if I'm returning at the Rumble if I'm not going to win the Rumble. That just might be a selfish thing for me, but I feel like that sort of, once you get eliminated, you're like, oh, you came back to get tossed over. Now we got to find you a storyline for Mania, which would be easy. But I think having Charlotte come back, it checks all those boxes like Will and Honey just said. She helps WrestleMania. But this would have been a great opportunity to sort of put that rocket on somebody else's back to go up against Tiffany or Rhea. So, because we've seen Rhea versus Charlotte already, which was a hell of a match. But I think this women's evolution or revolution in the NXT, it was heavy NXT.
Heavy.
I think those are the ones that you put more stock into now. I think they could sell a WrestleMania, but it was a sure bet having her, and she returned for a Rumble. It kind of made it anticlimactic once we saw her.
It also
sort of saw how things were going.
But now, I understand why people would be upset. Like someone like Alexa Bliss makes a big return. We hadn't seen her in almost 2 years. She also became a mother since then. The last time we did see her, she was part of an amazing storyline, or gonna be part of an amazing storyline that had to do with Bray and Uncle Howdy. To see her return in that kind of way, it's a tribute to her for I know she could have possibly, if she was to appear in this Rumble, she was a favorite to win, but she's done that, been there, done that. And I think that with Alexa Bliss, the thing about Alexa Bliss and her being a part of the story that she's a part of is that it goes beyond accolades and titles, because it's the Funhouse and Bray Wyatt and such, and that's a deeper, bigger story that you can't hold a candle to something like that, But
even too with that, like let's talk about it. This one, as to Deonne's point of having it return and then winning the thing, if there was a case to make it, because I don't even know like you having a return needs you to win the Rumble, because like we're not even saying that about AJ Styles. We know we're gonna get AJ Styles and Logan Paul, so it's like, okay, I'm excited for that. So I don't necessarily see you having to just, if you're making your return, you have to win the Rumble. Eliminations, as long as there's a story behind it, make a lot of sense. But for someone like Alexa Bliss, there's a lot of case that stands to why her winning would have made a lot of sense. And there's a big reason why I support Alexa Bliss along with Bianca Belair and these other ones, because a lot of people tend to forget she's the black sheep of the 4 horsewomen. And a lot of people tend to forget that, like, she's not one of Triple H's favorites. She's not one of Triple H's babies. They didn't want to put anything on her, and they didn't think she'd be able to do anything. But now if you look at it just from Honey's standpoint, look at all the accolades she has gained. She has just as many titles as any of the horsewomen. She is a Money in the Bank winner. She's been to the big show.
She's literally the forgotten horsewoman. Literally,
she's the black sheep of the horsewomen. So for her to be able to win this and to go on to it, especially after everything that's happened from the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, everything from being a mother, even how this came about, because like we talked about the day of the Rumble, we was like, oh, she duped us. Come to find out, she didn't dupe us. Alexa Bliss came to Indianapolis that day.
Wow.
From Florida. No one knew she was going to be there. She flew in that day to be a part of the Royal Rumble. She just signed 5 years on to for
I love secrets.
Yay!
I love secrets, man.
Like spoilers.
It's like Luka getting to the Lakers, man. That came out of nowhere. I like it.
That lady watched Mickey Mouse kiss her baby and said, all right, I got to go to the Rumble real quick.
And I'm also going to put in my 2 cents with Alexa Bliss, because I started to enjoy her. And I actually watched her documentary on WWE 24. If you have not watched it, please do, because she really talked about a lot in her journey getting into professional wrestling, because she had a lethal eating disorder where she almost didn't make it. And right before that, she really trained and worked her way to the top. And also being born the same year as me, I think that's really awesome. And I actually met her husband before. So that's also, yeah, Ryan Cabrera, she's married to. So I did meet her husband. So he's very excited. But
which is why I will never forgive Mickey James for calling her biscuit butt. I'll never forgive. You wrong for that shit, all right?
Dead wrong. Dead wrong.
I will never forgive Mickey James for that. I'm like, no, you wrong for that. Because I know that messed with her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that did.
I look at her now, man. Like her arrival, her music hitting, the goddess mode hitting along with the Lily vibe, like, and the tribute to the Fiend, and like this is also a tribute to a moment where the Wyatt Six had posted something on their page with their many QR codes where they talked about a certain she who needs to walk through the door and embrace who she really is. And the last time we saw Alexa Bliss, she was not embracing who she was. She was running away from Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt. And now, full circle storytelling, she is back and she has embraced herself fully. I can't wait to see where this goes.
Yes,
well, not to throw the disappointment out there, honey, but we have found out she is signed exclusively to Monday Night Raw.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So we will. So we.
Well, personally, I want them to keep her away from the Wyatt Six.
Mm-hmm. And then too, I did learn that her music was updated by Def Rebel, so that is actually the new
I knew it.
Of her stuff. Yeah,
that's what I was going to ask, because I was like, it does not sound like the same one, because it sounded more pop rock, and it just didn't work for her.
It's the goddess one. The way it starts, it's like the goddess mode, but it's like the Fiend meets dubstep.
Mm-hmm. He kind of remixed it up just a little bit, but it still gives that, I think, to like Honey's point, that fusion of her. Like, you got that goddess, but you still have those remnants of Lily and her mixed in with the Fiend and stuff, like, to Honey's point, embracing that. No, and yes, Jeffrey, the doll is available on WWE Shop now.
Of course,
just believe I'm getting that doll.
Yeah, the doll is available.
This one on this side, I need the other one for this side.
Yeah.
What else happened? Like, she had new shirts and stuff too. As soon as they returned, like, the merchandise makes it to the ring before they do, man.
Oh yeah. But that's the only reason why, like, those type of things, even something like, from a standpoint of having Nikki Bella return, like, and again, it's one of those, this is that mainstream thing. And I was talking about that on the pre-show. Like, people tend to forget, like, how much Nikki Bella is hosting, how many shows Nikki Bella is on right now. Like, even when she did, they did that hot dog contest with the great Kobayashi, she was the host of it on Netflix. So she already has a great partnership with them and everything that she's doing. So it makes sense. And even how they're setting her up, because I remember on a backstage interview, she had said that she definitely has a lot of unfinished business with Charlotte Flair and Liv Morgan. But it all goes into that thing of, she could have definitely said, hey, I want to win the Rumble, but she didn't. So it just really goes to show you of just like, hey, man, if you're seeing something going on, and just a person that just like, I'm not discrediting Charlotte Flair for everything she's done, but it's like, hey, when do we stop the going into business for ourselves and pay attention to really what's happening? And even to the point, I would not have been mad if Charlotte Flair won the Elimination Chamber instead of the Royal Rumble.
Understandable.
Give me that instead. Yeah, I was like, I'll take that instead.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to sit here and sit back everybody who has, but like, because think about it, this has probably been the greatest, 2024 is probably the greatest year of women's storytelling on NXT, on SmackDown, on Raw that we've seen. Liv and Rhea, the big three, the Jade Mystery, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson coming up, the tag team division.
The growth of Lola Vice and Jada Parker.
Shit, Nia, the growth of Nia
Boy,
Jax.
I wanted her to
Nia
win
Jax
so
is
bad.
king of the ring.
Oh.
It's just so much that was there to where it's like, yo, as much as y'all are now betting on Jay, I would have loved to seen y'all do that with one of the women superstars who has been blazing the trail these last couple of years.
How
go ahead.
will you feel differently if she goes after Tiffany Stratton and puts Tiffany over at Mania?
My problem is
we're scared that she won't put
that she won't.
That's the thing. Okay.
That's what I'm upset about, because
Gotcha.
look what she did to Asuka.
Oh yeah,
Red was red hot, and you just had to not put her over. And you gonna make her tap? Asuka was never the same after that, y'all. Never the same. That was her first defeat, and she was never the same. They tapped. And then said congratulations to her in front of everybody. Like, nah, man, I'm sorry, yo. That's that. Now the stuff that they be trying to hate on with John Cena, I ain't never been that type of guy. But on this one, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to really see why Becky stopped messing with you. I'm really starting to see why Becky, Sasha, and the rest of them really started having issues with you. But I don't want to say too much on Charlotte Flair. I don't know why I said that, even though speaking of her, I guess her being a winner has to go all around and doesn't like staying with losers, because Charlotte Flair is for divorce.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Sick ass councilman, you
heartless, man.
When I saw this, I thought about that tweet Kanye West put out when he said, I was gonna smash Kamala, but she didn't win, and I don't F losers.
Oh my Jesus!
Oh my God!
I was like, oh no!
You know what, councilman?
You raggedy bitch. You raggedy bitch.
And now we on our best. And now we on our best behavior.
Wait a minute. So, Professor, so you here?
I'm literally, yeah, I'm here now. I'm here now. Hi guys.
Professor, it's not you. I'm not upset with you. It's always a pleasure to see you. TK though.
Well, I wasn't what I told. Well, I'll tell y'all that later. It's good to see everybody.
Good to see.
Same.
Did you enjoy Rumble weekend?
Oh man, what an amazing weekend.
Yes, so if we can though, can we get your opinion on our two Royal Rumble winners, Jey Uso and Charlotte Flair? Your thoughts on that, and now the picture of WrestleMania starting to take shape.
Okay, so I'll start with the women's one first, since it was the first one. The match itself was really good. It was really, really good. I loved seeing the NXT talents represented. I loved, the appearance of Jordynne Grace, which we talked about could potentially happen. I think the Charlotte Flair space winning wasn't my favorite moment in the world. I get it. It's Charlotte Flair. I don't want to use that name. But I'm going to use it for the sake of understanding, and you'll get it when I say it. Charlotte Flair seems to get the Hulk Hogan treatment. Ooh. Which is when Hogan shows up, you just usher him straight to the championship. Yeah. And I think that's what Charlotte is getting. There are those who will say it is deserved. I don't know. Personally, I would have loved to have seen her work against some of this other talent, because the whole division is different now. The whole thing is different. So, I would have liked to have seen that, but it's Charlotte Flair. What'll be interesting is to see who she'll go against at WrestleMania. A lot of people are obviously talking about Tiffy time. It'd be interesting to see the rematch with her and Rhea from WrestleMania a few years back, where Rhea can get her comeuppance. That's my hope. But there are options for Rhea as well. So I'd like to see where this is going to go. Part of me hopes it's not Tiffany Stratton, but if it is Tiffany Stratton, I don't want Tiffany. I don't know that Tiffany's necessarily ready to beat Charlotte, but I don't want Tiffany to just roll over and die. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's exactly our worry. Exactly our sentiments.
And I fear that that's going to happen. I fear they're going to serve her up to Charlotte Flair on WrestleMania and hand that over. So I don't know. In terms of Jey Uso, I will tell you, I just recorded a podcast right before this, and they asked me about Jey Uso, and this is my response. We pontificate a lot about what can happen in the wrestling space here. We talk about the mechanics of it. We talk about, but when John Cena hit that floor and Jey Uso, I genuinely jumped and screamed like a pure fan, because you've wanted to see Jey Uso win the big one. And I think most of us ruled it out given all the other names that were there. It was almost like, okay, it's wishful thinking for Jey Uso to really win this. He deserves it. Honey, you laid out this amazing blueprint for how he could do it. And as good as that was, I think him and Cena at the end was poetic.
That's pretty much it pretty much was the same thing we talked about, only it was just a different opposition. We were thinking that Roman, if he threw over Roman, we didn't even compute that he could throw over John Cena. And that is how you launch Jey Uso into superstardom.
And so what I love about this is we are making new stars and we're sending new people to the main event of WrestleMania. And that's exciting to me. This is the first time that we don't have, this is the first time in a few years that we don't have a Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble. He'll obviously be in the main event because he's champion, but we don't know where Roman falls in the main event. We don't know where Seth falls, right? So we don't have a lot of the usual suspects. For Jey Uso to be in the main event as a solo star is massive. It's absolutely massive. So shout out. It makes me feel very good. There's some people who are very kind over in the chat. Jeffrey, hey, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate it. Jasmine is back. Good to see you here. Sounds like the bitter old man. I don't know.
Oh, no, that's from
the comment above it. The comment above it.
Oh, okay. I heard that Charlotte didn't want to be the one to. Carry on.
As soon as you popped it up, I'm like, hold on, no.
I was like, wait, what?
Professor was about to hit him.
Oh God!
I didn't know what it was, though.
Professor was about to hit him with the Adriana real quick.
Yo, the soapbox.
Just it off.
That's my take on the Rumble winners.
Yeah, Seth will have to see me, man, for stomping me with both feet.
Like
I got a bone to pick with Mr. Monday Night, man.
He went in.
The hatred in that man's eyes. There's nothing that says I hate you more than a double stomp. On the ground. Those beautiful teeth. Like, how dare you? Like,
normally he get like one up and then jump. That man animated down with all this.
But you know what? You want to talk about poetic? The shot that they cut to when they had Roman waiting in the corner and Seth was waiting to turn around. I was like, oh man, here we go. We never got to the bottom of this, and this needs to end. So I call that that definitely is a match that has to happen at Mania.
So let me ask y'all this then. So let's do a little fantasy booking real quick. Elimination Chamber.
Funny, Jasmine. I gotta use that one.
Jasmine, like, whoa,
hold on.
I beg your pardon.
We know John Cena is going to be in the Elimination Chamber, and we know it's going to be for the number one contendership for the championship, whichever Jey Uso doesn't choose. So book me the Elimination Chamber match. We know we got a qualifier match tonight against Mick Foley Jr. and CM Punk. We know Cena's already in there. So Cena has already got one slot. So we have 5 more people that have to go in. Who enters the chamber? in Toronto as well. And remember, you got Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, they're both going in that one chamber match.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, man. I mean,
Hmm.
you would think Seth would be in it. Punk will win his match tonight. You would think possibly McIntyre.
Nah, I don't think. I think there's other plans happening for McIntyre. I think there was a pivot for McIntyre, but I have to say, all right, Cena's already in it, and what? There's 5 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 more slots.
Cena, Punk, Seth,
Put
KO.
Roman in?
KO,
KO. I was like, KO gotta go in.
Did you
Roman,
put Roman?
and Sammy. There's 6 guys in there, right?
Wait. There's only 5
There's
slots.
only 5.
You
Okay.
know, already
So
got-
Cena's in there already.
yeah, so you only got 5
Okay,
slots.
wait. Cena, Seth, Cena, Seth. Shoot, who do we say?
And it's get difficult. It's more difficult when you start thinking about it. You got AJ Styles too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, this is tough. I don't know.
Logan
I mean,
Paul.
it depends on who's in the qualifiers too. But as far as who I'm booking, though, I'm booking big fish.
So if
You gotta
you
book
had
big
to book,
fish for this.
if you had to book it, what is the elimination chamber for the men in Toronto?
Cena, CM Punk, Sammy, KO. I don't know why. I feel like there's something going on with those two that's going to happen, and it's going to stem from the elimination chamber. And one more. Seth.
Okay. Courtney.
I'm gonna go with John Cena. I am actually gonna put Sami Zayn in that, considering I know no. Yes, I am. I am gonna put Sami Zayn in that one. Call me crazy, but yes. Call me crazy, but yeah, John, Sammy. I'm also gonna put Kevin Owens in that because there's a lot of unanswered questions between Kevin and Sammy.
I take one back on mine. Sorry, Courtney. I take one back on mine. I'm taking out CM Punk. He's gonna lose a qualifying match.
And you put in Sammy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I said John,
All right.
Sami Zayn. No, you're all good. John, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. I'm gonna put in Damian Priest.
Ooh.
And for the last one, I'm just gonna throw in there AJ Styles.
Ooh. And we know AJ has elimination chamber experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
People's Nightmare.
Man, CM Punk, Seth. I want more McIntyre somehow. I'll say his name. That gets me 3.
Mm-hmm.
I say Seth, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Should have wrote these down. I kind of will Roman go. I put Roman in there too. He needs to get a trip to WrestleMania somehow. I'm not sure what storyline he goes to after this. I love the AJ Styles pick. I don't know why. I was happy to see him back with his old music.
Yes.
And then my other one was Cena, right? Was that all my
Cena's guaranteed. So.
Yeah. So it was my 5 for that. But yeah, when I heard his old music back, I got up out of my seat for that. Because whatever that crap he had before. So that's my 5.
All right. Professor. I'm very curious about yours.
I was trying because the names that you guys have mentioned have all been really, really good. But what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out one name. Yeah, and I'm gonna add this other one. Nobody's mentioned this one. So KO, yes. Roman, yes. Seth, yes. Sammy, yes. Of course, Cena already. And the one name nobody's mentioned, Jacob Fatu.
Oh my God.
That
You know what you need? You need a destroyer, and now we don't have Gunther. We don't have.
Yep.
Because Gunther's champion and he's
That
waiting in the
chamber is in the
wings.
stand.
That
Yep.
chamber gonna be home.
Mhm. He's going to destroy the chamber.
It's gonna be mayhem. Mayhem.
Yeah.
There, I'm going Cena, Logan Paul.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, Logan Paul.
Why?
No, I could. He's been in one
He
before.
was in it last
Yes,
year,
he
wasn't
has.
he?
He was.
I don't care. Why?
Sami Zayn, KO, Damian Priest,
Mhm.
and Penta.
Oh my
Mm.
good lord!
Mm.
Wow.
The reason why I say that, Seth Rollins, Roman, Punk all got guaranteed
That's their
spots.
stuff.
They all got guaranteed spots, and I'd rather see them in a triple threat match beating the crap out of each other.
No one, nobody's
Yeah.
saying Dirty Dom.
That'd be a good one.
That's because Dirty Dom should have won the Royal Rumble, but that's just me.
Yes.
Right, absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
Hey, the Luchador should have won.
Boy, that kid, man. Oh my goodness.
They not ready for.
His time will come when
right now. They not ready for
The
that.
Dirty
When he-
Dom
when
era,
he
they ain't
starts
ready for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
when
They
he
ain't ready
starts
for
getting
Dirty
that
Mania right now, bro. They not.
when he
They
starts
not-
getting that Eddie Guerrero treatment,
Dirty
then they're gonna
Mania.
do it.
Dirty Mania. They not ready for that, man. They not ready for my boy. Just
Mm-hmm.
That's more heat than Big Dog Roman at 30.
yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Good.
So I guess too. Let's just to be fair, let's do the women. Women's elimination chamber. We know Liv Morgan will be taking on Io Sky in the first qualifier match.
That's tough.
This is a tough.
This is very tough.
This is a very tough one.
I mean,
Oof.
What did EO have at WrestleMania last year? Was it
Bailey. She
was
was
it
defending
Bailey,
the title
right?
against Bailey. Yep.
What did Liv have? What did Liv have
Rhea.
at Mania?
Rhea.
Was it?
No,
I'm
Rhea
sorry,
took
no, I'm
on-
sorry, not
SummerSlam.
Rhea.
Rhea took on Becky.
Becky, yes.
Right.
Okay.
I don't think Liv was on the card, or she was in a tag match.
I'm
Yikes.
trying to remember what
I
Liv
can't fully
did.
remember.
I don't
Right,
think
that's-
Liv was. Now that I remember, I don't
I
think.
think
Liv-
Liv had a match.
Oh, that's a tough one, man. Io Sky would be great for this match, obviously.
Io Sky would be great for this match, but Liv has a lot of good experience in elimination chamber matches.
Mhm.
She's like the veteran. She's like a veteran now, almost, man. It's just
I would say so, but
I'll take Liv. I'll take Liv getting the win tonight. She can get in there. Her stuff
I
with
think-
Dirty. Well, we get to see Dirty Dom probably, man. We get to see, yeah, put Liv in. Yeah,
I
now
think
I'm certain. Put Liv in there.
I think I'm gonna go with my second place Royal Rumble Iron Woman, and that's Io Sky. Man, she just keeps turning things into gold. You know, she's having gold star matches. So I want Io Sky in the elimination chamber.
Hmm.
Trying to think of who else. Hmm.
Jax is a potential person.
Nia
Mhm.
Jax has to be in this elimination chamber.
Yeah, Bailey still trying to chomp at the heels.
Maybe Alexa,
Alexa Bliss returning.
just for fun, you know, like
Zoe Stark, always a dark horse that,
Yep.
that's something that could really be in there.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Bianca Belair.
Of course.
Mhm.
What about the boat?
And, hey, look, at this point, I'd rather her win the Rumble than Charlotte.
Wow.
Now.
That's
Now.
that is.
If we doing that type of treatment and nepotism, the boat could have won.
Right, for all of that.
Yeah.
She wasn't even in it. Well, no, she was there.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, the boat was there. She was.
I don't know, man. I think I keep going down my list. I got Liv, Bianca, Nia Jax, Bailey, and Alexa. But I do have like Lyra down here too, which I think she'd be pretty dope in this match.
Now, a sleeper we got too, Roxanne Perez.
With her
Yep.
beef with Bailey right now, right?
Yeah.
She is in that shift of. I think potentially her last match is gonna be that triple threat at Vengeance Day for the
Wednesday,
title.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, our baby's all grown up.
Tell you what, with that proud Papa Joe.
Mhm.
Okay, I think does
Yep.
Naomi. Would we put Naomi in this?
Would we?
You could.
I could and I would. I would, but then I'm putting EST in there as well.
Yeah, we got to get some traction on that Jade storyline, man. I'm waiting for it. Just give it to me already.
That Carter got another one too. Lash Legend.
I like
Listen,
that.
I would
I
put
like that
I would
pick.
put Lash Legend in any match.
Listen, Lash
Any
was
match.
great.
This
She
is a
was
great
she
predicament to have.
she had a really great
My girl is
performance.
5 stars, man.
We-
She is growing.
I'm adding Jordan Grayson.
Ooh, yeah, Juggernaut.
Ooh.
Juggernaut.
Boy, that
I-
thing did Piper. Good grief.
I'm actually going with the dark horse pick that not a lot of people mentioned, but she had a really good performance at the Royal Rumble. Candice LeRae is a dark horse.
Mm.
That's another one. Up there with Zoe Stark.
If I want to have a good time, just put Chelsea Green in there.
Hell yeah. Hell
one
yeah.
of these days- one of
They
these
are in
days-
Toronto.
one of these-
But I think she might be defending her title in
One of
Toronto.
these days she's gonna win the Rumble.
Mhm.
I'm certain of it because every year she gets thrown over. You hear ahs all the way out of the crowd, like because she's so good at what she does.
And now that you just said that as a big one, Piper Niven. You still
Yeah.
need to, and Raquel Rodriguez. She's also another one.
Something tells me that Chelsea Green is possibly going to lose that title in Toronto, being that, you know, the hometown curse, the hometown heroes never win. I think she'll be dropping a title at some point. So she might have her own match. She might not even be in this chamber.
I hope not. Man. I got to see Chelsea Green at WrestleMania.
Can you imagine what she will come up with when she loses this title, though? Can you imagine what she would come up with and the vignettes and
the protests alone are going to be.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Now I'm just thinking about WrestleMania now. Like, what would her entrance be? Like, her as a Statue of Liberty coming down, like being wheeled down the ramp.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, with full Secret Service detail. Like,
you got the chicks that's dressed up in the red, white attire with the cowboy hats. And
can you imagine that? Come on, man.
It's gonna be so over the top.
That.
Oh yeah, it gotta be. Oh yeah. Ain't none of us mad about it either.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's funny, but I mean, Elimination Chamber, it's gonna be here before we know it. Look at how fast Rumble came and went.
Good
We're just a few weeks out from that. Some other news that we also found out was that WWE Evolve is now going to be premiering March 5th, on Tubi. We were kind of speculating exactly what it was going to be. I have found out that it is pre-recorded content that will be premiering on here. If you are not familiar with Evolve, please go check this out. I don't know how far back they're going, but all I can tell you, if there's one person you should be watching on Evolve during this time, was Austin Theory. This boy was ridiculous during Evolve.
So a little clarity on that. So obviously they're using the name Evolve. Of course, most of us remember the promotion that was Evolve, where Austin Theory, as you mentioned, was, champion, and we saw a lot of names that were there during that Evolve era. But what this version of Evolve is going to be, it's going to feature a lot of the WWE ID prospects who will be competing for an opportunity to make it to NXT. So if you'll remember, well, for those who may have been watching Level Up, the Level Up program ended so that Evolve could ultimately begin. So this is going to feature those WWE ID prospects. It's also going to feature a number of the prospects that are in the Performance Center that you have not seen before. And I will tell you, it's going to be, I think, very special, because if you're interested in seeing who's got next, this is the space you'll want to watch to see. And I love that it's on Tubi, which, again, Tubi has gone from being like the laughing stock of streaming networks to streaming the Super Bowl. So Tubi has got to be taken seriously at this point. And WWE allowing their product to be in so many different places, I think makes for a lot of great access points for what WWE is doing. But this Evolve program definitely has my attention.
And it could have my attention too if Bonnerfied was on commentary. I mean,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
WWE show, and y'all haven't man Professor yet. I'm just. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? A whole new show? All right.
Someone make it make sense out here.
I'm not gonna say somebody hating. Not gonna say that. All I know is my WWE would be more complete if Bonafide was on commentary right now. One of these spaces. That's all I know. Just throwing that out. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Jeffrey. Give the people what they want.
Give me what I want.
Give me what I want.
As Batista would say, give me what I want.
Now it's some crazier news. I think me, Honey, and Deonne had talked about this very briefly on the Kayfabe podcast.
Oh wow. Wow.
Shout out to the mayor, man. Yes, Evolve bought it's the entendres of the hashtag. Yeah. Give the people what they want. Thank you, Jasmine. Give the people what they want. Now, something we had brought up a while back of where has Elias been? Why haven't we had a chance to walk with Elias for the longest time?
I miss walking with Elias.
I miss walking with him, man. Especially after seeing these Joe Hendry concerts. I'm like, don't get me wrong, I believe in Joe Hendry, but man,
we would have had the greatest album of all time between those two.
Man,
I mean, his brother wasn't half bad either, you know.
True.
Ezekiel was dope, but I preferred Elias. I'd rather walk with Elias.
You don't want to geek with Zeke? I mean,
no geek with Zeke. I'll pass on that. I'd rather walk with Elias.
That sounds like something got popped involved. Why you in jail? You know, I was trying to geek with Zeke.
Yeah.
Can y'all come pick me up? But just to get a little clarity, a video came out.
Oh my!
Oh,
and the Righteous confirming that they're a new group called the Righteous Ones. Now, the Righteous Ones is Vincent and Dutch. And so I guess, Courtney, I want to start with you. Does this mean that Elias is now AEW bound? Or maybe, or are they just maybe getting this together to kind of take on the road outside of different shows? What are your thoughts on this after this cryptic video was released?
This is actually the first time I'm hearing about this news. Because I was just like a bit, because I was just like a bit weary on this. But I think it's going to be just on Ring of Honor. I don't think I've heard anything related to AEW. But this could be an interesting trio that could make some waves. Considering the fact that the AEW Trios division needs a lot of lifting. And also this could be a team that could be a little bit of a wild card. But if they're going to be just on Ring of Honor, I wouldn't have a problem with that too. But I think it's just them. But I'm happy for Elias to be on this trios, and this will be very interesting to see in the coming weeks.
People's Nightmare. How do you feel about this potential signing of Elias going to either Ring of Honor or AEW? Is this a better fit for him?
I mean, just from this picture alone, because I will admit I don't keep up with the Ring of Honor as much, but I'm intrigued by this. So this picture has talked to me in a way that I was like, I want to see what this is, which is is like the big rock in the jar for getting people over to watch. Right? You get Ezekiel all white guitar. They look like this looks good to me. I just keep looking at this picture, but this might be the right move for him. We haven't seen him. I don't know if he's been doing much independent stuff since his release. I'm not sure where he's been. But to see him back, he still looks in shape. I'd watch. I'm looking forward to seeing this. No, I am. I really am.
I'm just so excited about it. The picture alone make it very interesting. Honey, your thoughts on this news?
Yeah, I think this is something where, like Deonne said, where I'm really literally looking at this picture and I'm like, let me go see what this is about here. I want to go make my search and actually look it up. And so they're making the right move just by doing that, because that's exactly what they would want. Having eyes on Elias, if for those who know, he's obviously very distinctively memorable and recognizable, beard and all, and always walking around with the guitar and the bandana on the wrist. So for a lot of fans who did know of him, whether it was indies or even in WWE, since his release, I'm sure we're definitely going to be following suit for eyes on him, and being combined with the likes of the Righteous. That's very interesting, because not for nothing, if we remember Elias, he always spoke in a very righteous way, and his way or no way at all. So you either walk with Elias or you don't. But I'll take a little stroll. Take a stroll on this one.
All right. Professor, let me ask you. Now, I know the intrigue is here by seeing this image, but with the track record that AEW has along with Ring of Honor, when you consider that a factor as well, and Elias coming in being a former WWE member, what are your thoughts now after seeing this picture, and as well having that as that thought behind it?
I think there's some interesting potential here for Elias. Depending upon how they bring him in, the Righteous is well respected in AEW, or excuse me, in Ring of Honor. Vincent has held the Trios Championship or the 6-man championship previously, so well decorated in that regard. At one point, the Righteous were connected to Jake the Snake. I don't know if they still are, but this combination I think would be very interesting, and I think it has potential to add some great things over to what Ring of Honor is doing. I think this is one of those moments where I wish Ring of Honor could be seen more widely, so that more people can appreciate what these guys are about to do. And here's the wild part. I don't know that we've seen the best of Elias inside of a ring yet. Mm-hmm. So the opportunities for what he can do, I look at what has happened with the MXM collection over in Ring of Honor. They have found a place, and they've become quite entertaining on both Ring of Honor and AEW. So I think there's a possibility here, and this could be enough to catapult what we see the Righteous do, either on Ring of Honor or on AEW television.
Yeah, I agree too. I think Elias has this talent that I think at the time where he was in WWE may not have gotten the shine that it needed to have, or had the confidence that it needed to be given. Yeah. And so I think having him here, if that surfaced from him, I think that's going to shine. Because again, if you just have that type of talent, it should be able to shine through. And I have no doubt that it will here on Ring of Honor or wherever he goes. And just hopefully with where WWE is now, that'll be able to get them to see it. And so, not and that's not to take him away from another brand, but if for some reason, he decides he wants to return home, it'll be welcomed a little bit better, and he'll be better taken care of from what he's established with being in here. So I'm excited to see what comes from Elias and the Righteous Ones, as they're now calling themselves. And so we'll just have to see as the story unfolds.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Now, shout out to Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace has always been someone who has been a very humbled wrestler when it comes to this sport and it comes to this business. Very appreciative for all that's been given. But she wanted to definitely make sure that she had shouted out in a tweet after the Rumble of how thankful she was of Cody Rhodes. And for some that may not know, Cody Rhodes was one of the people who advocated for her to be a part of the All In program, which led, PLE, which led to her getting a contract with TNA and becoming the juggernaut that we know today. So I know they had a before picture of them together, and then having this picture taken immediately after the Rumble, and her just giving him his flowers. And Cody Rhodes also letting us know that he is very proud of her and can't wait to see what she does next. Now, there hasn't been any talk or details as what's next for Jordan Grace after the Rumble, but I want to get from each and every one of you opinion of, let's put you into the creative seat. Where do we put Jordan Grace now that she is signed to the WWE? Courtney, let's start with you. Where are we signing Jordan Grace? And what's her first rival?
Well, after seeing what happened with the Royal Rumble, I would like to see her go to the Blue Brand. Because if you saw the interaction where she saw with Naomi because they're TNA days and Bianca was not happy about that, that created a lot of interesting scenarios and questions regarding that. And that would be something I would like to see a deeper dive in. And also telling, because many people who have not watched TNA may have not seen like Naomi and Jordan Grace's backstory. So that could be really interesting for her just to be in the Blue Brand. And also, outside of Bianca, I would like to see her interact with some of the other ladies on SmackDown. Possibly Nia Jax would be a good one. So I would love for her to go on the Blue Brand.
All right. Honey, where are you putting Jordan Grace and what is her first rivalry?
Who was she eliminated by? I'm trying to remember. It's all a blur. It's so fast, but
wasn't she a part of that whole like group that got eliminated at once?
The mass elimination.
Yeah.
That was she a part of that?
If I'm booking Jordan Grace, I mean, the easy answer would say let's keep her on NXT, considering all the chemistry she already has there on that roster and how well she works with the other girls there. But we all know that Jordan Grace is meant for that spotlight and that, that big time brand, main event brand. And I think it's about time she makes that move. I could see her possibly, I would have to agree with Courtney and put her on the Blue Brand. I would want to see her maybe go after someone like Chelsea Green and go for a United States title win. I think there would be some like fun back and forth between them too, because we all know that Chelsea Green continues to be the gift that keeps on giving. But I think Jordan and Chelsea would be fun to watch. So I think I would have to do that.
Okay. Professor, where are you putting Jordan Grace and what is the first rivalry you're putting Jordan in?
I am putting Jordan Grace where the money resides, on Netflix, Monday Night Raw, and shoot her to the moon, #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship.
Ooh, Jordan and Lyra?
Right out
Jordan
there.
and Lyra.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good match. That would be good.
Poor
Jordan
Lyra.
and
Lyra is gonna be
I
done.
know.
Yeah. That's what I would do.
Oh,
That's
book it.
what I would do.
Book it right now.
Or you know what? Yeah, do that. So that way Zelina could go after the US title instead.
An agenda with that one. Over
Always.
Listen, I'm just a supporter of my friends. That's all.
I mean, Professor sold me on Netflix, but I was thinking since Bailey's moved over to Raw, right? There's been some reshuffling so far. I wrote down 2 names that I want to see her go against, but she has to be on those brands. I want to see her go against Nia Jax. I think that would be a hard hitting match, and we can see Jordan Grace pick people up again. Like that's what that feats of strength is what I love to see. But I think to have her feud with someone like Bailey over on Raw would be a really good introduction to the main audience of WWE. Because if you kept up with her, you saw her in NXT, you saw her in TNA, you just saw her in the Rumble do amazing things. Put her in there with someone who's solid, who I think is the best horsewoman, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. I think that would be a pretty good feud for her. Good wrestling would be probably throughout that entire rivalry too.
I love all y'all points, especially with the fact that Professor would book her in the Intercontinental title spot. So that way you have a moment kind of similar to Obafemi and Trick Williams, where, Juggernaut and Rhea Ripley are crossing paths, just walking through the hall, and keep them as far away from each other as possible, because when it's time,
Mhm.
I'm going Monday Night Raw. I wanted to take on the boat.
Send her out to sea.
Bro.
Yeah, send her out to sea. Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Nah, but I do want Monday Night Raw, and I like to Professor's point in a certain way of just throwing her in the fire. I would like to see Jordan Grace take on the man, Becky Lynch.
Oh my God.
That would be crazy.
I would love to see that. I think just like Becky Lynch, especially the way she works with these up and coming talents, again, put Jordan in the fire and let's go for it. Her versus the man.
Man, there was a point in time in that Rumble where I was looking, I'm like, oh my God, Jordan Grace and Trish Stratus. Oh my God, Jordan Grace. Like these were things you never thought you see. It was like a multiverse for women's wrestling.
Yeah. Now, one thing we do have to point out though, that they let us know is that Julia is the one that eliminated Jordan Grace.
If that's the case, we
might
just yet. She's done with NXT, man. I think she's.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
That's a star, man. Like you gotta light that rocket. As I keep talking, I'm coming around the Professor's point of view now. I'm talking myself into. I'm like, give me that title match.
Do a qualifier, and then the final two is the boat versus the Juggernaut. Who's taking it to get to the Intercontinental title?
She finna turn the boat into the Titanic.
Oh man!
Oh god!
The Titanic.
Man, oh man!
The band's gonna be playing.
Ain't no cord for to be trying to hang on to. It's just all going down. We're looking forward to seeing Jordan Grace going into WWE in such a stacked and incredible women's division. But our final story before we get out of here does also talk about another women's division. That's AEW. Now, Mariah May has gone on to say something very interesting in regards to her being the women's world champion at AEW, and of course going up against her former mentor, the timeless Toni Storm, in 2 weeks at Grand Slam. We talked about this before as to Mercedes Moné kind of being the focal point of the women's division in the TBS championship, and how we've kind of always wondered how your women's world champion is not in the forefront. And the statement Mariah May said is that I am the best person AEW has on the mic, and they don't want me to outshine Mercedes Moné.
You're lying.
I mean, is she though? Is she though?
You really think she's the greatest on the mic in AEW?
No, she's at the best. Not the greatest, she's at the best. Let's make sure we use our words right.
Well, either way, she's saying it, and I understand that's how you have to feel. But like, you guys really acknowledge that she could be the best on the mic.
I mean,
be better than
have you seen them AEW promos?
Could she be better than Mercedes?
I mean, but for the
That's
rest
the
of
only
the
person she could try to outshine, because she's not outshining Toni.
I don't know, man. I've come across a few of those Mercedes Moné promos, man.
So that's the question. Are they intentionally holding her back from Mercedes? Or does Mercedes have more juice on the mic than she does? This is the debate to be had.
This is a debate?
I give my time to Courtney.
Facts. Just give it all to Courtney.
Courtney, you have my time.
I can't believe this is even a debate.
You see why I put my OC shades on? Because
Courtney, the floor is yours.
Come on, Courtney Cassidy.
Mariah, sweet Mariah. You say you have the best mic in AEW? and you try to say you want to Mercedes outshines you. Sweetheart, I can name a few people on AEW that have better mic skills than you and that can get the crowd going. Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay, MJF, Darby Allin, who actually got better at mic skills within the last couple months. I didn't even get to my clients yet. Orange Cassidy, he may not say much, but he knows how to put a solid promo in. And
But is
well,
Mariah May better than Mercedes?
I will say I give her a slight edge. I'll say she is better than her on the mic. I'll give her a slight edge. But maybe instead of focusing a lot on Mercedes, because you didn't even talk about my client, the women you're going to face next week. And she may not have everything Mercedes has, but she's still talked about. She is still talked about. There's a reason why she's PWI's number 1 on 2024. Oh, and by the way, she has a movie coming out next month too, Queen of the Ring. But I'm just going to leave it at that because I will give her a slight edge when it comes to mics for Mercedes. But other than that, I said what I said.
And the elitist has spoken.
Hello, Professor. How are you doing, man?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing A-okay over here.
Excellent.
Your thoughts on the current AEW Women's Champions statement of being the best person AEW has on the mic, and they don't want her to outshine Mercedes Moné.
I will say I think it is strategic that they are keeping her away from Mercedes Moné. In the same way that they have kept every AEW Women's World Champion away from the TBS champion. They did it when Jade Cargill was a TBS champion. Mm-hmm. They did it when Chris Statlander was a TBS champion. Mic skills were never the strong suit of Mercedes Moné. Mercedes did her best talking in the ring, still does now. So I think that's one of the reasons why they're keeping these two apart. I think, if it got into a battle on the mic, I think Mariah May could ruffle the feathers of Mercedes Moné. And it could get interesting. Now, when it happens to in-ring stuff, I think that's where there's also the concern. Because I think Mercedes will wrestle circles around Mariah May. And it's probably not a good look for your TBS champion to be a better in-ring performer than your world champion. So I do think they are keeping them separate. I do. And that seems to be a timeless feature.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Honey, your thoughts. I know Deonne gave his time back, but your thoughts on.
I honestly, and I don't do this very often, but I don't have any thoughts on this. I'm not sure what the end game is, but Mariah May, you got some cooking up to do if you're going to put yourself in the same sentence as Mercedes. That's all I will say.
That's the only thing I'll say about Mariah. If you go shoot your shot, baby girl, go ahead and go for it then.
I mean,
go ahead, go for it.
Nobody got time for games. Just you either going for it or you not.
Hey, listen, I think where you are now says a lot about it. You are the women's champion, and if you feel like you should be at the top of the card and you should be the person that should be leading the forefront, go for it. But to everyone's point as well, yes, I think on the mic you can do better. I think you can help develop a story that will be just in the same ballpark as you and Thomas Tony Storm. But when that bell rings,
baby girl,
it's a wrap.
When that bell rings, ma'am, there's a reason why that woman has 4 belts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why, and from different countries at that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say keep that in mind. And hopefully you are as strategic as you were with the Timeless Tony Storm story. You're going to need that plus a little bit more, because right now, ring-wise, this is Roman Reigns and John Cena suffering succotash. Ring-wise. And lady, you got a lot of work. So I would just say, yo, time is definitely in favor of Mercedes than you. If she had to sum it up. But hey, listen. At least she's throwing it out there. At least she's throwing it out there. I will say it's a conversation we've been talked about as far as why is AEW doing it like that. So for Mariah to be calling it out, it's a good thing. And hey, I don't think it would be a bad ticket, title for title, at all out in Texas or all in?
All in.
Y'all just want to give this girl 5 belts.
Title versus title would definitely sell tickets for Dallas.
Yeah.
Honey's had enough.
Listen, it's part of my gimmick. Y'all know why. We've talked about this. But Mercy, you know what? Go ahead, carry on. Never mind.
John, look, Mercedes is the John Moxley of the 4 Horsewomen, okay? And this is why we may have to have this run back to the 4 Horsewomen.
You really want to?
I'm saying you can't deny 4 belts, yo.
Okay.
No.
You can't deny that.
Nope.
She already she was successful in WWE.
He did it again, y'all. He did it again.
Outside. That's the best part.
That is so good.
That's really funny.
Wow.
We're not running that back. What's done is done. Because otherwise, in another few months, we'll be running back the Shield debate, and then y'all let me know.
Will we though? Will we?
You think we won't? You think we
Will
won't? You think we won't?
Will it change though?
No. Well, who will it change for?
Seth will always be number 4. Roman most likely will be at 2, and John at 3, and John Moxley will be at 2. Because we know Kurt Angle's number 1.
You know what? I knew it. I knew he was going.
There ain't no debating that part.
But listen, at the end of the day, what we're trying to say, Mariah May, is step it up, girl. Step it up. And if you're gonna talk the talk, be prepared to walk the walk.
That's really it.
This coming from me. I know Mercedes can wrestle circles around you. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. So, and that's if you are still the AEW Women's Champion after Grand Slam Australia, because you definitely have a fury of a storm coming towards you. I think what was the quote she said? She's going to rip your you know what's off.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
And she is timeless Tony Storm.
Yes, but if you can get past that storm, maybe you got a chance at something.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mercedes pops out with a promo or vignette that's similar to Ric Flair's Buddy Landell promo. You know, hearing a girl out here hollering my name when in the past year I've wrestled circles more than you have in less than a year. Like I feel I could.
If I'm being honest though, if I were Mercedes, I wouldn't even acknowledge you. I don't think you're
beneath.
You haven't done anything yet enough for me to comment on your statement.
But she's the AEW Women's Champion, though, man. Like that's the bad thing, right? Like she has the title,
right? But Mercedes has the titles, and this is the y'all favorite horseman.
But again, take away the titles. Let's take that away, and just Mercedes and Mariah May. Nah, player.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
I understand that, but
no,
she has a champion. Okay.
All right. I mean, R-Truth had the 24/7 championship. What's your point?
Oh, so we go in there.
24/7, 7-Eleven, I-95.
So we go in there.
And
a record that will never be broken.
That man is a 697 time 24/7, and no one acknowledges that. That's the greatest champion of WWE. Damn it,
my lord!
But then you think about it, he lost 600 and whatever time.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Right.
that's the record.
Exactly.
But man, listen, we got about maybe 24 minutes before Monday Night Raw starts. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. Want to thank everybody for checking out today's episode. Let us know in the comments how you felt about some of the stories. Charlotte Flair being a Royal Rumble winner, Jey Uso winning, Mariah May's very out there statement, and the rest of the stories we talked about. But before we get out of here, we always want to make sure that you know where to follow and support our panels. Again, don't know if we're having a watch along. We know Cedric's a little bit sick, but and apparently he's boycotting body butter, so ain't no going on with him and TK at this point. So we will let y'all know as we get some more information. But People's Nightmare, please let them know where we can follow and support you.
Yeah, All Star Fandom show on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, obviously. Go support. I appreciate it. Love the community I found here, the friends and family I've made through this. It's been fun. It's always fun. But yeah, this month we're doing Fandoms of Love. First episode drops this week. We're doing superhero couples with a few panelists to talk about that. Next week there's movies, TV, and then the hopefully when we get it scheduled, the Gaston sort of debate that we have going too. So, but yeah, just have some fun, enjoying all the fandoms that are out there. Just we live in a great time. Why not enjoy it? So,
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Courtney, please let them know where they can follow and support you.
I'm just laughing at Dylan's comment in the chat. Oh, and
my
it never
God.
ends. It never ends.
What Tony do to you, Dylan?
I know.
Because she's not Australian.
he's not Australian, right? Is that?
Yeah, he is not happy about that.
No. It's a long discussion. But you can also follow me. You can also find me here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on WWT Live. You know, Wednesday I do my watch along for Dynamite, where it will be in Atlanta. Atlanta's been spoiled with a lot of wrestling events the last couple days. So it will be in Atlanta this week for AEW Dynamite. You do not want to miss it. My watch along this week. It's going to be super, super fun. Please make sure to follow Bell to Bell if you're in the South Jersey area. They have their next show March 22nd. Also, make sure to follow ISPW Wrestling. And I actually was on their podcast last Thursday. So feel free to look at that on their Facebook page. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram on @CourtneyNJ11 on all the content that I have, and lots more to come in the coming weeks.
Yes, indeed. Sweet as Oos, where can they follow and support you?
You can always find me acknowledging my tribal chief. I am a certified OTC acknowledger every single day. This Friday, we will be acknowledging our tribal chief if he is showing up this Friday for Friday Honey Night SmackDown. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, I'm here with the crew every Friday doing double duty. Obviously, I said for the Honey Night SmackDown Kayfabe podcast with Deonne and our sick ass councilman. And I hope he feels better. And we have a lot of cool things coming up for you on that show. And all things Wrestling with Honey, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Wrestling with Honey podcast on YouTube.
Yes, indeed. Professor, where can they follow and support you?
You can follow me at Bonnerfied across all the social spaces. Just dropped a new video today asking the question, who is the greatest NXT wrestler to have never held the NXT championship? Fun conversation. Go ahead and check that out. You can also check out my work, of course, with All Caribbean Wrestling. We are beginning the countdown, of course, to the premiere of Saturday Night Vibe on March 1st, Tempo Network. So we're getting close to under 4 weeks for that. So very excited about that. Ashe Wrestling TV episode 4 kicks off this Thursday. It is the start of Black History Month. And if you've been paying attention to Ashe Wrestling TV, you know it is about to go down. So you don't want to miss that on the Ashe Wrestling YouTube channel. Let's see. I've got a big show coming Friday with Southern Honor. I'll keep you guys posted on when that hits IWTV. I will be actually at Dynamite this week, so that should be a lot of fun.
Nice.
And,
Nice.
Yeah, so all kinds of fun things are going down. So yeah, make sure you follow me at Bonnerfied, and all sorts of other fun things are on the way. Just stay tuned.
Bonafide.
Oh my gosh. You can find me at the Mucinex is not hitting on all social Twitch, because your sick ass councilman needs to go lay down. Make sure y'all check us out every Saturday for the Kayfabe podcast. We have had some great ones. We if y'all didn't check out us drafting our 6-man and woman Hell in a Cell matches, please go check that out, because when I tell you we gave y'all some heaters, y'all gonna be like, why did they not book this already? So please go and check that out. Make sure you check out our WWT lives on this coming Wednesday and Friday. We'll be here for the watch along, since the mayor is not gonna be here Monday. One of us got to be here for one of these watch alongs. So I will be here for a stacked NXT Tuesday tomorrow. So you want to check in for that and the post show as well. Thank you to my panelists for joining in today, especially Professor Sweetest Oos, Stone Cold Courtney, People's Nightmare, and especially to all of you that's watching, that's jumping in the chat. Cousin Ron, Jeffrey, Jasmine, Boza, even the mayor with his sick ass, Pachu, of course, Christopher Leclerc. I'm gonna be honest, I'm sick. I'm not gonna scroll back up and name all of y'all. So if I did not, just know it's the thing Professor say about your heart, you need to blame it. Whatever. Just know that we're glad y'all in here rocking with us on this Monday. And make sure that y'all enjoy Monday Night Raw and checking us out here on WWT, the #1 women in wrestling industry.
Off the tracks.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.